Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to Inner Healer, and it's your girl Shakri. And today we're going to be talking about sun through the houses. Now, what is the sun? The sun is how you show up to the world, the where you shine the most, the like who you are at the core. Well, maybe not who you are at the core, but basically how you show up to the world. The day that you were born, that depends on where your sun sign would be. That whether you're a Virgo, Leo, Libra, whatever, but to break it down even more, it goes into when you have your chart, that sign gets placed into a house. So now the house will tell you where you shine bright the most, what area in your life you shine bright the most. So let's get into it. The first house. The first house is the Aries house. So Aries is like the, like the fire sign. So having a first house sun would be like, like you're more like self indulgent. So your interests lie within yourself. Like because Aries is like the I am. So I I want to think about myself. These people are more so entrepreneurs. They are like the center of attention. So like, like the probably more popular entrepreneurs, the ones that, you see everywhere, they shine bright, they are on every stage, they're talking to every group or whatever. So those are the people that like, they are like I said, the center of attention. They wouldn't be like the followers. They would be more so the leaders. They would be the people that, you look up to. Like I said, they would be the entrepreneurs that you see here, there, and everywhere. They are the people that you want to go see. You want to hear them speak. You want to see them speak. These are the people who like, who am I? They know exactly who they are. They don't show up into the world as not knowing who they are. They have that I am, and I know who I am, and they're very confident about who they are. These are people that can be by themselves and not be worried, like whereas another sign would be, like, oh, I'm so lonely. Like these people are, I can be by myself, I can sit with myself, I'm very comfortable with myself. They are, like they can basically, like, as a leader, they can control any room, and it's not like controlling it whereas, like, well, it could be controlling it whereas they are like the cult leader. They can like just command attention when they walk into the room. Like they did, like, look at me, and it's not because they say it, it's because their energy commands it. These people, like, a lot of times they are like a great inspiration to others. Like I said, they are the ones who you want to go meet. They are the ones who, if they're, you live in Florida and they're speaking in Washington State, you will get that flight to go see them. Why? Because they are just like an inspiration to you. These people, like, oftentimes I see like they have great skin. I don't know why, but that's what I noticed. Like first house, some people, like, a lot of times they have like great skin. Second house. The second house is the house that rules Taurus. So these people would be like more grounded. These people are like more thinking of, financial stability. So they are more concerned with their financial stability. They have like very strong morals and values. Like they don't like to, let someone else down. So if they said they are going to do something, they're actually going to follow through. They are not going to be the one to say like, oh yeah, well, I'll do this and then not answer the phone. No, these are the people who are going to follow through. They are like attached to the superficial 3D world. So they are like the materialistic ones. They are attached to the name brands, the designers, the latest and the greatest of everything. Like the iPhone 14 came out. They are the ones that have the iPhone 14. They have the new Air Jordans that came out. They have the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, the everything. They are just, attached to the superficial things that most people wouldn't. Well, people that don't have a second house sun probably wouldn't. If you don't have like predominantly second house, placements, then maybe this wouldn't even make sense to you for them to be so materialistic. They always have money though. So it's not like a thing where they are dependent on someone else to finance their lifestyle. No, they have the money to do it. They like to smell good, they like to look good, everything like that. So they have like a very high sense of self. Third house. Now these people are, well, the third house is ruled by Gemini. So these people, and Gemini is an air sign. So these people are like more like fun and lighthearted. So they're like the communicators. Like they will basically be the one that you sitting next to on the airplane, and they probably gonna talk your head off the entire time, like, bruh, I'm trying to go to sleep, but they want to talk. They just are like very, very, I would say like that, like when you just want to talk, like storytellers, they tell like story, like they're very good storytellers. These people are like the jack of all trades. So these are the ones that know how to do this and that. She know how to cook, she know how to clean, she know how to do hair, she know how to play basketball, she can fix a car, she can like not she, but people with this house placement, their son in this house, they can just do like a lot of different things. These are the people that will probably talk with their hands. Like, I know that I talk with my hands a lot. No, I don't have a third house son. I don't know why I talk with my hands a lot, but it's just, I don't know, something that I do. These people are like really close with like their siblings and their cousins. Like, so these are the ones who when it was the weekend time, when school was out on Friday, these are the ones who they packed their bags up and they were going over their cousin house for the weekend, every weekend. It was no questions asked. When school let out for the summer, they were the ones that was going over. Auntie, can I come over? Can I spend the night with y'all? Can I spend the summer with y'all? Probably before even school let out, they already had their plans to go be with their cousin for the summer. They're like really close with their cousins. These people are like, more so known in the neighborhoods that they grew up in. So they're like, like everybody know them, and they can adapt like to any environment. So change is not something that's foreign to them. Change is not something that they dislike. Change is something that's good for them because they're like fast learners. So they catch on really, really quick. Like, and being as though they're fast learners, they were like really, really good in school through like when they were in K through 12, like, elementary, middle, and high school. Like, they were the good students. Like I said, they caught on fast. They were fast learners. So they were adapt to change. Fourth house sun. Now, fourth house sun, fourth house is the house that rules over Cancer, which rules over the moon. So these people are like more like really attached to their family. They are like homebodies, and the being as though they're homebodies, they like to decorate their houses. These are the people who you want to come in their house is going to be laid to the gods. Do you hear me? They are going to be the people who have their house is going to smell good. It's going to look good. If they have a porch, they are going to fix their porch up really nice. Like, everything about their home is just going to be really nice. These are the people who like more so probably will be like the stay-at-home parent because it's the fourth house, and this is where they feel the most comfort. This is where they shine the most. The sun shines the most. They are like really good with like, being an emotional support system for people. So like because like I said, like home is comforting to them, like, so hugs, things like that, like they're just naturally just like comforting people. Like, the private life is really fun to them. It's the home, so home life is fun, private life is fun. Like, they're not waking up to public statements about their private life because their private life is off limits for everybody. So yeah, that's fourth house sun. Now, fifth house sun. Your fifth house is ruled by Leo, which is also ruled by the sun. So that's like a double dose of sun energy. So these people are like the biggest and the brightest, not big as in aesthetics, but like biggest and the brightest. They have like the jolly attitude persona about them. They're like really playful. So like they like real childish, like Leo does rule over like the child, like, so these people are like really childish. Like, they do what they want when they want. You can't tell a fifth house son, a Leo son, you can't tell them nothing. If you tell them that they can't do something, they're going to do it anyway. So these are the people that you might not want to tell what to do, where to go, how to do it, any of that, because they're not going to listen. These people are like super talented. Like, they are talented in like the arts, the music, things like that. Like, these are, you find most entertainers with like prominent fifth house placements, um because like Leo rules over the spotlight. So, spotlight. They have like really, really high egos. So like things that are ego driven, like sports, things like that, like they will participate in. Like rappers, look at rappers, like that's a really competitive sport, like ego driven. So that's like the perfect, career for them. They are like big show offs. Like, they will show off. Like, it's Leo, for Christ's sake. Come on now, they going to show off. And because they're childish, back to like the childish part, they are really good with children. And that's due to them being able to connect with the children because they have that inner child still gleaming through them. They are not the ones to like really uh grow up in a sense. Like they will grow up, of course, but like they're not the ones who's going to like take this life thing serious. They are going to have their way with this life thing, pretty much. Now that's fifth house sun. Now sixth house sun. Now sixth house is ruled by Virgo, which is Mercury. So these people are like more like focused on routine. Like they have to have some kind of structure. If they don't have like structure, then everything gets like all out of shambles. So these are like, because of that, they are like perfectionists. Like they are like constantly working on like self development. These are like the productive people. Like they're productive. So like the structure, they have to have structure in order to be productive. If it's no structure, then like I said, everything else falls by the wayside until they get that structure back in their life. They are responsible. Like these are super responsible people. They will like, these are the ones that you want to have around. These are like the kind of friends that you want to have around when you know you want to be on your, what they call it, like they call it like demon time. These are the ones that you want to have around because they're going to be the ones talking you out of it. They're going to think of it from the Virgo standpoint, the analytical standpoint. Well, does that make sense? Well, you know the consequences behind that. No, I'm just saying like that's something that they would do. Like they would be super like just trying to be your mom. Like fall back. Like just come on. Just lay off a little, you want to be saying to them, but nah, they sticklers. They are real sticklers. They are like health driven people too. So like they probably not even gonna be the ones that you going to even go to the club and pop bottles with, because they gonna be like, oh no, I'm gonna have to run those pounds off because I'm not gonna be able to drink too much, you know, stuff like that. Like they're not gonna be the ones. These are the ones who probably turn vegan, vegetarian even, or just, you know, watch out what they eat a lot. They are like really really good researchers because it's Mercury. Like they are like, it's root that house is governed by Mercury, so they are really good researchers. And when they start the research, they're going to find whatever they're looking for. Now that's sixth house sun. Now the seventh house. The seventh house is ruled by Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So these people off top, you know, they going to just be like glitz and glamour about everything. Like they just, like I said before, like they, hair did, nails did, everything did. You know what I'm saying? And everything looking perfect. Slay to the guts. Do you hear me? So like they are like relationship focused. These are people who like sometimes they can get like lost in their relationships. These are the ones who, you know, like when they get into a relationship, their girls don't even hear from them anymore. They got call and check on like, girl, what's up? Like, what's up? Like you done got with him and you done forgot about us. Like what's going on? Those are those kind of friends. Like those are the ones, you know, when they disappear, they done got a new man. Like you already know, like, girl, did you hear from Tasha? Girl, no, you know she over there dealing with Billy now, and hearing something like that, you already know. Ain't no hearing from Tasha, okay? None of that. Tasha in a relationship, she tied down. She's already she's him. She's his clone now. Cause she didn't turn herself into him. That's like sort of kind of like that, because like they are the kind of people that like find themselves through others. They are like the saying like I didn't know my value until I got here with this person. Like those kind of people, like the you complete me type people. But on the flip side, like these people are good in relationship. Like these are the ones that you actually want to be in a relationship with because they cater so much to the relationship, and you don't want to like take advantage of the fact that they cater so much to the relationship, because you know, like you don't want to take advantage of people. They're good mediators also. Like this is the house of Libra. Libra is balanced, so they want to see, you know, both sides. They want to see the good and the bad, whatever that may mean to anyone else. Like, but they want to see both sides of the argument. They don't want to just hear one person's side. Like it's just not fair to them. They're all about fairness. Now that's seventh house sun. Eighth house sun. Now the eighth house is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. These are like the deep people, like the more deep thinkers, the more deep passionate people. These are people who like are interested in the occult. So like astrology, numerology, you know, the underworld, you know, things that are not so surface level. They're really really into things like that. They are like, you know, like psychics. Like these are people who could have like, real psychic abilities because like I said, the underworld, so they can see things below the surface that other people are not even like conscious of paying attention to. These are like, they're more like introverts because, and it's more so because they want to more so hide themselves from people. And it's not because like they're scared of people finding out who they are. Well, in a sense it is, because it's like really none of your business what I'm doing. Like those are they think like that, like it's none of your business what I'm doing. Like I am into tarot, I am into astrology. Like it's not your business that I can tap into your psyche, basically. Like if we're being honest, these are people who like, they are, these are also people who probably experience like a lot of death and trauma in their life. Like this is Scorpio. So Scorpio deals with like transformations and death and rebirth and things like that. So if they haven't dealt with like the actual physical death, then they dealt with like the shedding of themselves, because they are always transforming. They are constantly transforming. So it's like always like a death and rebirth going on within them. Change is a constant thing with them too, as well as like the third house. Like the third house is more so they're comfortable with change. This house is like, it's more of a, you have to change. It's no getting around them changing. So it's like whether they like it or not, they have to change, and then they just have to adapt to that change more so. Now that's eighth house sun. Ninth house sun. Ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, which is also ruled by Jupiter. So you already know what it is with them. A big attitude. Like everything they do it real big. These are people who like go on to, after high school they go on to higher learning. So it deals with like, college or even beyond. Like these are people who are self-taught. If they didn't go to college, then they're self-taught. So they're like, they like to see what else is out there. So they're always seeking knowledge. They're always looking for the truth. So these are the truth seekers, basically. They're hard workers. They are like the successful people. And I say successful because they are the ones that are going to keep on learning. They're going to constantly learn. They're looking for the truth. Like I said, they're truth seekers. So they are going to be the one that is going to constantly just keep on elevating and learning. And when you keep on elevating, you have no choice but to be successful. And that's why I say that these are the successful people. That is ninth house sun. Now, 10th house. 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, which is also ruled by Saturn. Remember, Saturn is father time. So everything with Saturn is like really serious, but very, very structured. And also like it gets better with time. So over time, it's going to just get better because Saturn is the one that like sits you down and teaches you those lessons. But once you learn those lessons, like you're just better. So these are like ambitious people. Like they are so ambitious because they're always trying to get better. They're always trying to like prove to themselves that they can get better. These are the people who are leaders. They're the CEO, they're the boss, they're the entrepreneurs. They are the ones who tell themselves what to do. These are the people like you really are not able to tell a 10th house sun what to do, just like back there with the Leo sun. But this is a different kind of not being able to tell what to do. You are not able to tell them what to do because they just have that boss attitude. Like it's nothing you can tell me because I'm the boss. Like you're not gonna go just walk into the CEO's office and say this is what it is and this is no. These are the people that you just have to naturally respect because they're like they just command that respect. Like these are the high value people, and I say high value because these are more so the people who are like really success driven. These are the people who will stop at nothing to get to the top. These are the people who naturally don't even have to try. Honestly, they don't even have to try. They just keep on because they're so hard on themselves, but everyone else sees their light. They see their light in the beginning. These are the kind of people who have to just keep on achieving and achieving until they see the success, until they see that they are, the best, or they are even good at it. Not the way that they see themselves is different than what the world sees. The 10th house is the highest point in your chart. So this is the what shines the brightest. This is what people see. And then if it shines, the 10th house shines, which we're talking about the sun. So the 10th house is the highest point. The sun is the shiniest. So these you can already see, like, these are like the influential people. These are the people who everyone can see you. Everyone can see what you're doing. Why? Because you're out there. You're putting yourself out there to be seen. And even if you're not putting yourself out there to be seen, your aura just commands that you be seen. Even if you don't want to be seen. Even when you don't want to do it, something in you pushes you to do it. And that's 10th house sun. 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, which is also ruled by Saturn. It's a different kind of ruled by Saturn, though. Let's get into it. So these are the people who have like lots of friends, because the 11th house also deals with like your friends group. So they have like lots of friends. They are like the networkers. They the ones that shaking and grooving, moving and grooving in through like these are like the multi-level marketers, the ones that the high earners in the multi-level marketers. Well, not even just high earners, but these are like the multi-level marketers. Why? And they excel at this. Why? Because the sun is there. So yeah, they are the high earners. Let me take that back. They are the high earners. They are in wanting to see everyone win. That makes them good team players, right? So they want to see like positive changes in the world. These are people who will like go viral on the internet, and the 11th house rules the internet. So they're going to be like, the more popular people on the internet. 11th house also deals with astrology. So these could be astrologers, or they're just good with astrology. Like just being naturally good with astrology, just having that knack and not wanting to be an actual astrologer, but just liking to talk about it. These are people that like probably because it's the sun, obviously, they're going to be like the most liked out of the group. They're going to be the one that, y'all walking down the street, you and your girls walking down the street, and the guy's like, yo, what's up, ma? That was so corny. But like, like when you're walking down the street with your girls, like, they be all on one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't gotta say what's up, mom, like that. That was corny. Where did I get that from? That was so corny. But anyway, that's 11th house sun. Now 12th house sun. 12 the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, which Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So let's get into it. Now, with Pisces, backtrack. The 11th house with Aquarius. Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus, however you say it. But anyway, 12th house. Now, 12th house is ruled by Pisces, which is also ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So these are the people who are like searching, always searching for who they are. They can't seem to figure out who they are. The 12th house is the house of the unconscious. The 12th house is the house of the underworld, the house you go to sleep. So it's like a sleep consciousness. So it's like always trying to find who you are in this world, when it's like you know who you are in the underworld, but you can't seem to find out who you are in this 3D world. These are the people who like seclude themselves from groups, and they're okay with it, but they have to stay away from like over seclusion, because then they can turn into like like a deep depression. Also sometimes with these people, like their dad may not have been around. Now there's a different aspect of that, because it could be that their dad was emotionally detached. Their dad could be like a big brother to them, like being emotionally detached. Like maybe their dad was like a workaholic. The dad was in the house, but like dad was like a workaholic and more hands off. Then it could be like their dad was like real playful, real childish, real Leo. You know what I'm saying? Like just, like being their big brother versus their dad. Or dad could have like, passed away at a young age, at them being a young age. These are like more so people who are misunderstood, and they're misunderstood because they misunderstand themselves. So if they are not able to tell you who they are, then it's like kind of confusing, So they're often misunderstood because people can't figure them out, because they can't figure themselves out. They are like standoffish. So they are the kind who will like like I said, they're often in seclusion. But when they're in seclusion is when they come up with the most creative ideas. These are very, very creative people. They have like those psychic abilities. They could be like mediums, shamans. They could be, these could even be astrologers, psychics. They could be, no, that's in the spiritual realm. They could be all that. But even in the 3D realm, they could be like the musicians, because another aspect of entertainment, Leo, you see a lot of Leo fifth house placements, or you'll see 12th house Pisces placements in a lot of entertainers' chart, because Pisces also rules like the arts, being creative, drawing, writing, just being creative. It 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 triggers when you're in your seclusion. So like, those are people who, that they love sleep. They love sleep. They can get these ideas when they're asleep too, either when they're by themselves or they're asleep. Like, it's like something activates where they can start to hear more. Remember, when you're by yourself, you can get a clearer understanding of who you are, what you are. Maybe not who you are for them, because like I said, they're still always dealing in the underworld. Like, it's always just underworld type stuff. And like, it's really just an interesting place to have your son. Also, so let me tell you my story on dealing with 12th house sun. I have two children with 12th house sun, and my husband is very much involved in their lives. But what I noticed is, these are my two children that we had at home. These were my two unassisted pregnancies and unassisted births. So that could be the seclusion with them in their chart. They were born at home with just mom and dad. They weren't born in a hospital. They didn't get, like, we didn't get checkups during pregnancy or anything. So these were the children who were, just born in seclusion. And it wasn't like it was because when I'm pregnant, I go into like a deep meditative state. Like, I shut down from the world. I get away from everyone. That's when I feel like I have my most vivid dreams, 12th house. That's when I feel like I have like my most alone time to get to know who I am, like know who I want to be as a mother to this child that I'm growing. So I didn't know what they were, like what the sex of them were before they were born. We found out when they were born, like their sex. We didn't have a name picked out for them until we met them and knew exactly who they were. We didn't have like, oh, if it's a boy, we're going to have this name. If it's a girl, it's going to be that name. No, it was no name. Everything was spontaneous. Everything was from the spiritual realm. Everything was, we dreamed of this and then this came about. So you dream of like their name, a name for the child, especially like with the first unassisted pregnancy. I dreamed, I literally manifested that child earthside, manifested everything from the pregnancy to the delivery. And then I was able to do it again because I knew that I was capable of doing it the first time. So it was like just something very empowering. But that's my story for like a 12th house. That was me breaking from the institutionalization institute. I don't even know if that's a word, but that was me breaking from that ideology, because our other children we had at the birth center. Like, I never had a hospital birth, not that kind of institution birth. I had birth center birth and home birth. That's it. Assisted and unassisted. That's it. So that was me breaking from thinking from an institutional level where I knew my body and I knew what my body could do. So I did what my body was made to do and had those babies. So that was them being born into the world and no one knowing. Basically, it was like no one knew that I was pregnant unless you saw me, because I really didn't like interact with people, because like I said, I go into a deep meditative state. I go into a place of zen, like a place of calming. Zen. That's funny. But I go into a place of calming when I'm pregnant. So like that the baby doesn't have to experience the stresses of the world. And that is like my story for 12th house sun. Let me know your stories for any of your sun signs down below, especially your 12th house suns. I want to hear like how you deal with 12th house sun. Can you relate to any of the 12th house sun characteristics that I just mentioned, any of the characteristics, let me know. Can you relate to them? Any of the houses that I just said, let me know if you can relate to them. That's my time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Also, like I said, whatever you want to comment down below, let me know how I did on this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.